Today's lesson is standard form. Our objectives are to write to graph equations using interpret and to write equations in standard form. Now, this might be 2 videos long. We're not sure how long it's going to take me to teach this lesson. Okay. The standard form of linear equation is ax plus by equals c. So you're going to have a number in front of the x and a number in front of the b. When you do it, they usually like it to be positive. Also, if possible. And then c certainly has to be positive. So c needs to be a positive number. Okay. Also, we've already learned y-intercept form. So that was the y equals mx plus b. This time, we're bringing the x and the y on the same side. So let's work some stuff out. So the x-intercept is the x-coordinate of the point. So like b on the y-intercept was our y-intercept, and this time we have an x-intercept. There are 2 ways we're going to do this, and I'm going to show you how to do. It takes not two ways, but 2 equations to find the answers out. So we are going to do step 1. On example 1, it says find the x and y intercepts of each equation. So step 1, put 0 into y. We are going to find the x-intercept. We are going to find the x-intercept first. We're going to substitute. Put, substitute if you want that word too. Substitute 0 into y. So I'm going to take 3x plus 4. Instead of y, I'm going to put 0 equals 8. Then that means this section goes away. Let me see if I can make it a different color. This section goes away. And then now I have 3x equals 8. Then I'm going to divide by 3. So x equals 8/3. Leave it in proper. That's no problem. Just has to be as reduced as possible. Now step 2. I'll make that a step 2. Substitute 0 into x. So again, you have 3. You're using the same equation up at the top, so it's going to be 3 times 0. I'm plugging in 0 instead of x, plus 4y equals 8. Again, 3 times 0 is 0, so that goes away. So what I have left over is 4y equals 8. Divide by 4. So y equals 2. And there are your 2 answers that I need to know for x and y intercept. I'd like you to try b on your own. This should be helpful for maybe getting just this done in one video. So the answers are x is -3 and y is 4/3. Okay, now on example 2, it's a little different. It's the same idea. We're going to do the same ideas using the x and y intercepts. So we're going to find what x and y equals. So why don't you do that first on A and B, and I'll come back when you have finished, come back and we'll discuss how to graph them. Okay, so I have gotten my x-intercept and my y-intercept. Now notice on the x-intercept, I turned it into a point. So it's 6, 0. So x equals 6, so it would be 6, 0. That's my, so I graphed it at 6, 0 on my graph. See where the black point is right there. And then the y-intercept would be y equals 4, so that would be 0, 4. So I looked up here and I found it on my graph. And then I'm going to graph it. Well, really, it should go between, there we go. And there is your stuff. Now, I also did that with B, so x-intercept is -2, so it would be -2, 0, and I found it on my graph. And then it's 0, -5, and I found it on my graph, so I'm going to graph them. It's not going to let me do that correctly. There we go. All right, there is examples 1 and 2. We still have plenty more to go. Okay, so this is a little bit more fun or easier than the last section. If you have a number, y equals a number. Say, let's do that. Y equals a number. That's what this part is. If it does, it's a horizontal line. Okay, so what you would do is you would find y equals -3, so you would find -3 on your horizontal line, on your y line, put a dot, and then make a horizontal line from that. So notice that yellow line, that's my horizontal. So that slope is 0. But on x, if x equals a number, it's a vertical line. Remember, these are the dangerous lines. They like to kill you. They're like cliffs off your, so it's a undefined slope. And so it says here x equals 5, so you find 5 on the x line this time, and you draw a vertical line. Notice that is a very dangerous slope to go down, so it kills you. All right. Example 4. We are going to transform this into your formula is ax plus by equals c. Cannot have any fractions, so over here I'm going to put on the left-hand side, no fractions, and no -c. So, to get rid of the fraction on a, you multiply it by its denominator, the whole thing. Notice I put parentheses around the whole equation, and then I put 4. So we'll go 4 times y, that's 4y, equals. And then 3/4 x times 4 would be 3. We're just getting rid of the denominator. 3x plus 2 times 4, which is 8. Now, I need it looks like it says ax plus by, so I need the x over on the other side. So it's adding, there's the hidden plus sign in front of the 3x. So I'm going to subtract 3x to both sides. Notice I have x first, then y, so it's going to be -3x plus 4y equals 8. And since 8 is a positive number, we are fine. This is your answer. Okay, let's try b together. We need to get rid of the fraction. So I'm going to multiply by a 5, because that's my denominator. So I distribute the 5 to everything. So it's going to be 5y equals -2x plus 5. And then I add 2x to both sides. I would have 2x, remember you put the x first, plus 5y equals 5. Now, there's something else. If we had something that looked like, here, let me write an equation for you. Y equals 4x minus 7. All right. Now look at, there's no fraction, so we don't have to multiply by anything, but I do need to bring the 4x to the other side. So we're skipping step 1 on this one. So I'm going to subtract 4x to both sides. So now it's negative 4x plus y equals negative 7. Notice c is a negative. So I need to get rid of the negative. So I need to multiply negative 7 by something to make it a positive, and that would be a negative 1. So if I multiply this by a negative 1, I have to multiply the other side by a negative 1. So negative 1 times negative 4x is positive 4x. Negative 1 times 1y is negative y equals 7. So your answer would look like that. 4x minus y equals 7. And that's how you would do your problem. Remember, the only one you cannot have a negative attached to it is the c. And example 5. Example 5 we're not going to worry about. Goodbye.